Hey everyone. Okay, no, this is not a makeup tutorial by any way, shape, or form. I like to look nice, but beauty isn't like my expertise by any way, shape, or form. But while I'm here, for those of you that are live with me, these are all my daughter's recommendations. So if you want recommendations from a 19-year-old, then this is for you. So this lipstick, it's by Mario. I don't know if you guys can see that, by Mario. That's what's so interesting is it's not like a hard stick that you go up and down. It's almost soft and creamy. So you keep it, if you can kind of see it from the side, you guys, you keep it flat and you barely increase it. And then you put it on like almost dab it on a little bit and rub it in. Really great colors. And then this is super inexpensive. I think it was like $7, $9. It's just from e.l.f. And it looks dark, like really dark, but it's actually not. It's more like a lip gloss. And now I just used it for like the second or third time. I don't know. But I like it because it's like it's almost like lip oil. It's so like smooth and silky. So yeah, there's Kellie's tips for the day. I don't know if that's helpful or not, but I wanted to come on because many people were asking me about, Kellie, what is the wellness reset? So depending on when you're listening to this or watching this, the wellness reset may be starting tomorrow, which it is. It's starting tomorrow, April 23rd, but you might be watching or listening to this the 24th or the 25th. It's not too late to join, jump in with myself and Dr. Heidi Rossabal, or you might be listening to this after the fact and you're like, what did I miss, right? And I don't know what is going on with the weather and curls, because I have like these crazy extra curls today sticking out of the side of my head like I have antennas. I don't know. I don't know, you guys. Honestly, it's crazy, Kellie. This is what you get. It's legit what you get, right? Well, as always, it's a pleasure to be with you guys. It's a pleasure to be talking. It's a pleasure to be with like-minded individuals that want wellness, to live in elevated health, to be looking for the next thing, to want to just be a light in somebody's life, right? Are you a light in somebody else's life? That's my goal. My goal is to be the light for my children, for my family, for my community. That's all of you guys, is how can I be the light? And when I say the light, and this is maybe a whole nother conversation, is it's bigger than a role model, because you're illuminating the path, showing the way. You're not just talking the talk. And whether it's watching me on my podcast, or if you're over on my, website, if you're here on social media with me, I never talk to just talk. I want to always walk the walk, which means I'm creating a path. I'm the light you can follow. Now, that doesn't mean perfect. That doesn't mean like know it all. Of course not. It's just a path that you can take as well. And that's what this wellness reset is really targeting, is many people out there, and I'm hearing this time and time and time again. So is this you? Maybe this is you if you've said, I've kind of tried and I still don't feel good. I think this is just me. Or you've said, gosh, my family history has a lot of this, XYZ, whatever. I probably will too. I've struggled to lose weight my whole life. So I think I'll just struggle. Or it's just due to perimenopause or menopause and I just have to deal with it. Or you've said things like, I'm not very good at keeping my commitments or being accountable to myself because I always put myself last. I don't know if you guys can hear that scraping noise. I don't even know if I can show you for those of you that are watching live. My doodle likes to lay out on the carpet and then she stretches and takes her nails and goes in the carpet. Of course, now she's laying there sound asleep again. after her stretch. I don't know. Anybody else need to stretch the midday? Feels so good. So lighting the path to wellness. Have you thought about any of those things? Have they run through your head? I have a feeling they have. Or if you've wanted to invest in something, investment of your time, investment of your energy, investment of your money, you've said, not now. I'll do it later. I'll do it when XYZ. Well, I want you guys to know that feeling better is 100% possible. 100% possible. And in this wellness reset, we are going to walk you through, and when I say we, that is Dr. Heidi Arasabal and myself. Dr. Heidi is an ND, a naturopath, and a functional medicine practitioner. And we are going to walk you through bite-sized pieces to wellness. Because if you can take one small actionable step forward, very small, so small, it's like, oh, that's so easy. You'll be consistent. You'll put it into play. But if you ever try something too difficult, too hard, too big, the moment you falter, like, I backslid, I couldn't do it, we stop. So the brain can't have things that think it's too big of a challenge, too hard. You have to think, I could do this. What is one small, mini small, actionable step that you can start today to move the needle forward in the right direction to illuminate your path of wellness? So when we talk about reset, we're going to talk about reset of habits, reset of morning routines, reset of thought processes and mindset and beliefs. Because you can't have wellness if you're, let's just say you're exercising and you're eating right and you're getting sleep and you've gotten rid of chemicals in your house. Like you're doing the do, but you still have a terrible mindset. And when I say terrible mindset, I mean that you don't believe it's possible. That all the 90% of your thoughts that you have, like you had yesterday and the day before and the week before and the month before, all of that is still the running dialogue. So really, your belief of you feeling better is low. So we need to get the mindset part of it right, that it's possible, you're worthy, you can do this. So we have the actions, we have the mindset, but we have this one other area floating out here that is kind of like the elephant in the room nobody wants to address. And that's, how's your mental and emotional self? Because all of this goes together. And what I mean is, maybe you had something in your life happen, like you were always the kid that didn't get picked, or you got stood up, or maybe you had some real trauma in your life. You were abused. You had a terrible breakup. You got a divorce. You lost a job. Something happened to you and you never dealt with the trauma. Because when the event leaves you, i.e., you get fired from a job, that event is done. It's the trauma response left in your body that you've got to move through your body. And the majority of us don't do it. So guess what happens? We have little trauma stuck in the body, little trauma stuck in the body, another trauma stuck in the body. Over time, you're like, that's interesting. I'm really struggling to sleep at night. That's interesting. I can't lose weight anymore. And we're blaming it to all these other things. But really, we got to work on ourselves. So some of you might go to traditional therapy. Awesome. We all need some sort of therapy in our life. Others of you might do programs. Others of you might do a lot of journaling and meditation. But you've got to open up the door. And maybe it's breath work or somatic work, right? You've got to open up the door to release the response. In my signature program that I teach, that's one of them. The whole stress and burnout is we have stressors all the time. but we've got to let it move through the body. That's how we feel it, right? The feelings don't happen up here in the brain. Our feelings are happening through our body. Like, who's following me right now, you guys? Like say yes if you guys have had some feelings stuck, trapped in the body, and you've probably not let them out. We need to feel the feelings. So we can have some really small daily behaviors, rituals, routines that help us shake all that out, that help us getting on the right wellness path, that help you reset what your mind thinks about wellness and wellness for you, not my wellness. I'm going to light a path for wellness. I'm going to be that beacon of light for people so that you know it is absolutely possible. I was just down the street talking with a neighbor today. They just moved in a little while ago. And so her and I hadn't had a chance to meet each other yet. And she had just turned 40. So we were talking about her health. And when she found out I was going to be 52 in a couple months, she was like, there is no way, no way. And she says, I want to be like you. And that's what I mean about being the light for somebody else. That it is no longer just feel like crap as you get older. No. I mean, you can just say okay and take it and believe it if that's what you want, but it's not what I want. And I know that if we're buddies and we hang out in the same community and you follow me at all, it's not what you want either. So this is this key of everything is interwoven, right? It's not just what you eat. It's not just how you exercise. It's not just that you do meditation. Those are all good things, and we need to be doing it. But we have to figure out how to deal with the stressors of life without storing them in the body. I mean, you can read books and books about it, right? Like the body keeps the score, the body says no. There are so many books out there, you guys, that are demonstrating to you that we hold inside all of this and it leads to illness and disease. So we got to do the thing. We got to release our stressors and trauma, and we got to have strength and belief in our mindset. But here's the thing. Mindset is really tricky because our brain is this master computer that often wants to play tricks on us and often tells us lies. Therefore, everybody needs somebody available for a phone call, phone a friend, reach out, somebody grab your hand to go, is this true? Is this not true? Can you help me? Can you just help me tiptoe to this next step? In work, you probably have a boss that's supportive and helpful, I hope. In life, maybe you've hired a coach before. Our kids have tons of coaches, right? For everything under the sun, whether it's a tutor, whether it's sports, whether it's acting, singing, whatever. Maybe you want to learn to cook, so you hire somebody. Maybe you want to learn to, do a new skill. I don't know. Maybe something crazy, like you want to learn how to water ski, ride a motorcycle. You'd hire somebody that knows how to teach you how to do it, right? Versus just go, let me just see how this goes. I don't think so. Because our brain will often lie and say, don't do it. It's change. It's uncomfortable. We've talked about change and being comfortable before last week, you guys. But what this wellness reset is, what if you make a promise to yourself and keep those promises again? That's pretty big, right? And what if you promise the community that we're there together that you're going to do this and you're going to take the next right action, one micro step in the right direction to your new wellness program? And what if you have not only a community, but some teachers and some cheerleaders and some mentors and some guides that when times get hard and you need to ask questions, we're there for you? That's what you're going to get inside this wellness reset. So you might be going, why is it free? We could charge something like $97, $27, $199. I don't know, right? That's not the point. The point is that you need to make a change. And we're here to help you make a change. But we're here to help you, to show you the light, to be the beacon of light, to show you the path. Have you ever thought like, oh God, I just can't do it? Have you ever told yourself, it'll be my New Year's resolution next year? Time is going by so fast and time is so precious. And the thing that creates a challenge, I guess I'll say, for all of us is we're aging. Every day we're aging. So if you put it off for a day, you're actually making it even harder for yourself the next day because you're getting older. And when I say you're getting older, there's two parts to that. There is chronological time. So your body is technically literally keeping the score of daily habits and rituals, and it doesn't want you to change. And the longer you stay in one thing, the harder it is to change. So why keep waiting until it's going to make it even harder for yourself? That makes no sense. But the second thing is as your cells live longer and you want to change your cells from a cellular biochemistry to get healthier, both from a mental and physical aspect together, it takes longer to change the cell. It takes longer for the process to happen because there's more dis-ease, out of balance, meaning you're not in disease or illness yet, but we're all in a state of dis-ease. Our cells are a little bit teetering, and it only is a matter if we teeter it just a little bit too far before it goes into illness and disease. So the more we're teetering, the harder it is to right the ship. So it's okay that we're like this and we sail through the waves. And that's what wellness is. That's what life is. We're sailing through these smooth waves. And when a big wave comes to upset us, we've got enough reserve in the tank that we're good, right? It doesn't just, knock us overboard. So how much wellness reserve do you have? And if you can get on a reset program to build your wellness and build your reserve, we'll go back in the smooth sailing. And when the ship gets really rocked, right, when your health begins to have a bigger challenge, you'll have enough reserve that you don't get thrown overboard. So let me ask you, who out there has been sick before and wished they had done more things to be well in advance? Yeah, drop a number one before. If you've ever gotten sick with something, you've had an unexpected diagnosis, maybe COVID put you in the hospital. Maybe you got some cold or cough or infection and it turned into a 3-month process. Like, something is amiss in your body. It's not firing on all cylinders. Or you've had a friend, a family member, a loved one, a child, and you're like, why can't I just get them better? Something is going on that they need to right the ship and they're struggling. Don't let that be you. So when people say, Kelly, this thing is upcoming, what is this wellness reset? Why should I join? I hope those are all the reasons and more you should join. Because ultimate wellness is, I believe we all want it. Now, I believe there are many of you out there telling yourself stories like, that's for me, my family history, I'll never be well, I'll never look like that. You're thinking of wellness as something totally different. Wellness is no comparison to her or him or me or she or they or them or whatever. Wellness is inside in you. So it's possible for all of us, if you're willing to look yourself in the mirror, that you are worthy of wellness. If you are willing to say, I either have some poor habits or patterns or just none at all, and I need to either give up some or replace them or change them so that I can start moving the needle forward in my wellness. But I know doing alone is literally almost impossible, because the moment you have a difficulty, a hardship, you stop. And it's not a stop and restart, it's a hard stop. Most people, it's a hard stop. And then maybe, just maybe, you get a wild hair that you're going to restart. Or maybe you wait till next New Year's. Is your health really worth it to wait? I don't think so. I think we've all seen hardship, difficulty, poor health, loss, and we just wish we had more in our tank. So I'll give you guys an example for me. Normally, I'm always talking about like fitness, wellness, eating, moving, sleep habits. I love all that. And I believe those are foundational. But I just was tested in my wellness from an emotional, psychological standpoint. And I'm still in the middle of it. So I don't even know why I'm talking about it right now, because sometimes if you're in the middle of the storm, things can be ugly and I shouldn't really talk about it till I've weathered it on the other side. And then I can talk about it from another standpoint. But a program that I'm in concluded today. And I had already been doing a lot of work on myself, my mental resilience, my mindset, releasing stressors, learning how to dial my receptivity. So instead of, many of us operate from either a 1 or a 10 or a 1 or a 2 or a 9 out of a 10. So we're either calm or here, or everything's up, down, right? But how can you start living life in 3 through 7, enjoying it, having more fun? I've been working on that a lot. So I had a big tragedy that happened in our family. Like 2 weeks ago now. And if I hadn't been doing the work, if I didn't have the reserves in me, I would have been derailed. But you know what? I didn't. I didn't fall off the ship. And I'm like, wow, you've done the work, Cal. That's so good. And is it hurt? And is it painful? 100%. There's really no 110%, right? 100%. So in this wellness reset, it's the beginning. It's taking first steps to move forward. And I think that's what you want. So I really hope you'll join us. If you're watching this live, I will put the link below to join. And if you can't make it live every day, that evening you'll get the replay. So no worries, you'll catch up. Take some time, relax, have a cup of tea, listen to the replay. But I hope you try to make a point to join us live, because the energy of live, you can't make that up. So I hope to see you there. And if this happens to be way after the fact and you're seeing this and you still want to know, what the heck, Kelly, it sounds like something I really need help with and want, then just message me and we'll see where we're at. Maybe we have another one coming up, or I have something even better. You never know. So I hope today was helpful. I hope you have a better understanding of the wellness reset and why you need to be a part of it. And it is starting tomorrow, Tuesday, April 23rd. And we're doing it for 3 days. There might be a bonus day, so, hold tight on that. We'll see. If you guys ask for it, we may deliver. And I'm excited. I want to be the light, and I want you to be the light for somebody in your life. I just need to help you stoke that fire a little bit more for your wellness. All right. Have an amazing day as always. Thank you for being here. Thank you for following. And thanks for always sharing your stories as well, because we all help each other through the stories that we share. Until next time, have a good one.